We spoke to about 80 senior planners or strategists, we use the term interchangeably, around the world, different types of agencies, different markets, but all of them were kind of head of planning or above. So all of them were managers of significant planning teams. And we asked them about, whether they thought their influence was growing, whether they thought what the kind of opportunities they saw, the obstacles they saw. And at a very top level, there's some really, really heartening findings. When we asked whether strategists thought they were gaining influence within the agency. 61% said they had more influence than 12 months before. Slightly smaller number, 46% believe they had more influence with clients than 12 months before, but it was still a bigger proportion than believed it was decreasing. A greater number of strategists felt that there was no difference with clients. So at one level, it's really good. Strategists are feeling positive, they're gaining influence, and the driving force behind that is the growing complexity of the media and marketing landscape. Basically, the harder stuff becomes, the more you need somebody who understands how it works and can actually explain it in relatively simple terms.
We're in need of big picture thinking today more than ever. I think it's as simple as that. There's that much fragmentation and choice out there that if we lose the ability to orchestrate things and express strategy with great simplicity, the industry is toast, not just brand planners who are traditional. And if you're a brand planner who doesn't think digital is part of your either remit or your future, then, and you didn't realize that a long time ago, then you probably are toast. We need to iterate, but never lose the ability to orchestrate and to simplify. I think what's happened over the years, we get more and more frameworks. We think we look smarter, but actually all we're doing is adding complexity as a discipline. And we need to strip it back, we need to simplify, and then once you've got that articulation, then you need to activate it, because without activating it, it's nothing. And I think it was back in 2008, one of the big themes here was acts, not just ads. That's more true today than ever, because if the experience is not connected and if we don't think through the experience, then the brand will fail. Because the old adage of, great advertising makes a bad product fail faster, a bad customer experience makes a business fail faster in today's day and age.
I think there is such a strong need for what we do, and it's so clear that we have a bigger role to play about building brands that people actually want in the world, rather than just making shitty ads that people don't want in the world. And I think there's a really powerful interplay between making stuff people want and making people want stuff. I think we have two advantages. One of them is that we get to have a helicopter view of hundreds of different sectors. Now, if you know people in consultancies, I have loads of friends who I left university, they went into McKinsey's or whatever. They all specialize in one sector. We don't. Because of conflict, we have to understand how you make a business work across multiple sectors. And that is invaluable to our clients. And I don't think we make enough of it. And I think it's one of the keys to actually how we move upstream. We can take a lot of really fascinating stuff. The other thing that I think we absolutely have, if we get this right, is there is no one else who plays as well in that intersection between culture and people and commerce. That is what the best strategists and the best advertising people absolutely do. And I've not seen anybody else manage to do that to the same degree.
That we're moving to the age of synthesis, where things come together in new, brilliant, really productive ways. I hate hierarchy in teams. I love small, nimble teams. I hate it when people are worried about who the most important person in the room is, because I'll tell you who the most important person in the room is. It is the person with the best insight and the best idea. So I feel the future of strategy is very bright. I think that we're going to get better and better at understanding consumers and reaching out to them to help our clients grow. If we don't do that, then we're going to get trapped in the problems that data will give us in terms of voice activation, AI, and brands being ignored because robots are making the decisions. So now is the time to really make sure that we get the customer, we get the consumer, and we produce work together that really works.
It's like I throw a bunch of ingredients into a thing, and then if I get lucky, it's an atomic soup. It's explosive. And I just thought that's a really interesting notion about team. And why don't we do that more? Because we're stuck in our silos, because of P&Ls, because of where we get the funding from. And that's always been a frustration and tension for me personally. So I took that notion of Rob's and have been running all over the world within McCann World Group to actually try to make as many atomic soups as we possibly can and affect the work in a different way. And I think it's a really lovely way to think about it. As you start any client challenge, you know the challenge, and I think Lucy said it very well. Starting with the client problem, which is based on a consumer need, consumer problem, consumer desire, allows you to figure out the different stuff you're going to need to throw into the soup to make it atomic. And that's how we start, and we do that globally. Philosophy, tool set, language, approach, values, focus on the work. And that's how you build a team.